Hi, my name is Steve Davis. I'm in Orlando, Florida at Kscope18. I've got Drew Wilson here with me. How you doing, Drew?
Good, Steve. How are you doing?
Fabulous. So, got some questions for you today. Oh, that's nice. Maybe I don't. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah, no questions today.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a recovering accountant, so I'll go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Been with Hyperion/Oracle for a little over 12 years. Started out in consulting with you way back when, a long time ago at Hyperion. Learned as much as I could, as fast as I could, and then moved into pre-sales after that with Hyperion. And then did pre-sales for, I guess, about 8 years with Hyperion Oracle, and briefly moved into sales, selling DRM, and then real quickly moved back to sales consulting. Love the pre-sales role and love what I do. Love getting a chance to see a lot of different customers and go around and show the value of the software that we have.
So I know you like to play golf. Have you gotten to play any golf while you're here in Orlando?
Not in Orlando. The last couple times I've been out to Orlando, I have played golf here and played some of the Disney courses for the first time last year and loved it. Actually just came from New Mexico about a week and a half ago, where I played about 6 rounds of golf, maybe a little bit more, in about 4 days. So we kind of ramped it up real quick and got really sore, but had a great time playing golf, and I do love to play as often as I can.
How'd you score?
Good the first couple days. Had a few eagles, but after that, as it started to wind down, it started to get. I guess I was showing my age after a while, and it started to taper off. But had a blast.
Did you get any disc golf in yet this year?
No, I do love disc golf.
We got to go play.
We do have to do that. I'm certainly not as good at disc golf as I am at regular golf, and I'm really not all that good at regular golf. But yeah, I mean, the thing about golf with me, I love to play, but I don't like to take time away from the family. So when I can, I'll play when I travel. Business, guys trip, something like that. Because if I'm out traveling for business and then I come home and I say, oh, by the way, for 5 hours I'm going to go out and play golf on a Saturday, that's just not going to cut it with 2 kids. So I try and do it when I'm out and about.
Nice. So tell us about the evolution of master data management.
Well, I think one of the things that master data has kind of gotten stuck on for a long time, and it was a little bit this way at Oracle before they acquired Hyperion, was everybody thinks of master data management as either customer or product. And Gartner and Forrester and all the analysts just kind of gravitated towards those solutions. And there were a lot of vendors that provided solutions for customer management, for product management, and so those two flourished. And from early on in the Hyperion days, when it was Hyperion MDM, and it was a little bit of a misnomer, but from a Hyperion perspective, that's what it was, we've slowly started to increase the scope of what master data management means. And it's not just customer, it's not just product. If those are the only 2 domains that you had, that's great. But everybody has all kinds of different domains that need to be managed and maintained. From financial information, from things like projects, employees. There's a lot of other domains of master data that oftentimes fall by the wayside and are actually very expensive to manage at our different customers. So one of the things that we've done at Oracle quite a bit is tried to highlight the fact that master data management is more than just customer and product, and Oracle is the only solution vendor that can cover all of those and has an emphasis on all of those. The other thing that we've tried to get across is that it's a very foundational aspect to and driver for a lot of the other projects that go on with our customers, be that from an ERP implementation or an upgrade, when you're rolling out new analytical applications, when you're migrating, when you're moving or rolling out additional EPM applications. Master data management is always at the forefront of that. If you go into a GL, first thing you see is the accounts and the cost centers and the business units. When you log in and you look at FCCS for financial close consolidation with Oracle Cloud, or you look at a planning application, first thing you notice are dimensions. Same way with BI. It's those building blocks of each one of those financial applications that is very, very important to manage. And I think master data management, what we now call enterprise data management at Oracle, is really starting to expand from what used to be just customer and product.
Right. So you've been selling DRM for the last, 5 or 6 years?
Well, quite a bit longer than that, actually. From a pre-sales role for about 12 years, yeah.
So you're moving now to EDMCS. How's the difference between DRM and EDMCS, and how are people adopting to the new application?
Yeah, I think, Steve, one of the things that we've noticed a lot is that from an EDM perspective, when we do demonstrations, when we talk about the EDM solution, when we compare it to what we had from a DRM perspective, it's a lot more geared towards the user experience. There's things like change visualization, there's application-specific views, there's the ease of navigating, there's visual assists for updating the information. As you want to make a change, it's cataloging your changes in a request format. And it's not something where you have to figure out what form you're going to open up and then fill out the form for a request. You just interactively make the changes and it catalogs those in the request. The application-specific view, I think, is one of the things that really engages the users as well. DRM was built, as we used to talk to our customers about, for the user. But we noticed that a lot of times the user never really got too involved in the application until they started leveraging the DRG technology or the workflow. With EDM, out of the gate, it really engages the user. Application-specific views, the user can log in, they can see their application that they care about to manage, like a planning in the cloud application, like an SAP GL, like a cloud ERP from Oracle, and they can start to manage the enterprise data specifically for that application and see exactly what it looks like, the attribution, the mappings, the relationships and hierarchies, the flat lists that we didn't necessarily have in DRM that we now have in EDM, so you can manage lists of values for things like reference data or simply chart of account values, and then be able to publish that information back to those target applications. And it allows you a little bit of freedom to not have to figure out consensus across every single application, what it needs to look like, but really zero in on that specific app, planning, GL, whatever, and it greatly accelerates the adoption of the application and the implementation for those specific apps. Again, you don't have to have consensus across every app to deploy EDM. You really just have to understand how you're going to manage it for that beginning application, that starting application, and move on from there.
Right, that makes sense. So the release schedule seems to be very aggressive. There's a lot of things in the roadmap. Can you tell us a little bit about the roadmap, or is that?
Well, I am wearing my Safe Harbor undershirt. Yeah, there are some things planned each and every month. One of the things that we love about the cloud on our side, pre-sales side, and I guess the development folks love it as well, is we get to release functionality as soon as it's ready. From a cloud perspective at Oracle, we don't have to test on every different platform, every database, every middleware, every server. We test on the Oracle stack. As soon as it's ready to go from a technical perspective, the functionality that goes through its system testing and QA, then we're ready to release. And we can release that innovation to our customers much, much quicker in the cloud. As with our new application, EDMCS, we're able to have releases with new functionality on a monthly basis. So we do have a release that's coming out in 1807, kind of the naming convention for our cloud releases, July of 2018. And I know that our product manager is going to have a session in a couple of days here at Kscope that's going to go through a little bit of detail, but we do have capability that we're calling subscriptions. And I think it's going to kind of open the door to a little bit more of when you do have consistent apps across the different systems that you're looking for, or enterprise data that needs to be shared across multiple applications. That subscription capability is going to allow you to, if I have a change initiated in one view inside of EDMCS, I can subscribe to those changes and have that updated or queued up for approval and enrichment for my view as well. Right. So it really accelerates the synchronization of enterprise data across those different applications and makes it more of an automated process in EDM. So it's another big step that we're coming out with, and as far as I've seen with the release roadmap, we've got functionality, new capabilities coming out at least every 2 months for the foreseeable future.
Well, we're almost out of time. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our Kscope viewers or YouTube viewers?
As far as EDMCS, it's at least in that vein, it's different than DRM. And it was not meant to do the exact same things as DRM the same way. It solves the same challenge, solves it a little bit differently, solves it more user-friendly, certainly. And we've got some plans as far as what we're going to do with it, where we're going to take it, that varied from what we ever decided we were going to do with DRM. And I think that's really a plus, is from an EDMC perspective, start to adopt the application, use that to accelerate your cloud migration, and then as we continue to release new functionality, stay up to date with that, and we'll continue to grow the spectrum of what enterprise data means at Oracle across Oracle systems, both on-premise, cloud, and non-Oracle systems.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Drew. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.